Let's take a look at setting up and working with branches within K9. Branches are basically an identifier for a transaction to let you know what organizational unit of your business created that document. They can be physical, in the essence, separate locations for your company. They can be virtual, maybe different divisions within your company. The basic premise is when you create a transaction for, let's say, example, a sales order, and if I create just a standard sales order over here for this customer, I'm going to get a document number that's going to start with SO for sales order, 18 for the fiscal year, and the next sequential number available. However, if I go ahead and I choose a branch first, let's say for North Florida, and then I choose my customer, I'm going to get a different document number that's going to start with SO for sales order, FN, that's a prefix that we determined for that branch, and the next sequential number available within that branch. Now, a couple of things to keep in mind is before you start documenting the order, before you itemize anything in here, including the customer, you want to make sure to choose the branch. Because once you itemize it or put in a customer, you will not be able to choose the branch any longer. So make sure that you choose your branch first. Now let's go up to setting up those branches. So under sales, sales maintenance, you'll find branches. And if I open this up, we'll see some predefined branches within the system. Let's take a look at that North Florida that we saw in the sales order. So first of all, I gave it a code and description like everything else in K9, and I gave it a prefix. This prefix is crucial. This is what's going to show up in that document numeration. Now, I can link this to walk-in customer in the use for a point of sale, but more importantly, I can go ahead and create all these pieces of information that replace the default information within the system when I go to print it out. So for instance, this branch is a different physical location, has its own name, has a different image for its logo. I can populate all that information over here and have a different printout for those branches. Now I'm going to go ahead and save this, even though we didn't make any changes, just to have it in there. A couple things to keep in mind is once I start the document cycle with the branch, for example, a sales order, and I choose this branch, any subsequent documents will have that branch prefix as well. So K9 will keep that consolidated for you, so you don't have to remember to change the branch for every transaction linked to the original one. Okay. Additionally, once you have a branch established in there, you can't create the follow-up document with a different branch. You need to keep it consistent. So once we set this up, you'll find that when you run reports, for instance, on our analytic reporting over here, you'll see that the branch is a breakdown for several reports. So the branch is a really useful piece of information over here. When I run this over here, I can break it down and see which of my branches, how they're performing, and what I have between them. So the branch is a very useful tool in determining not just your physical locations, but also your virtual ones. And again, a branch is used when your divisions are sharing the same GL structure. You'll notice that there was no incorporating a way to change different GL accounts. If you need to change the GL accounts for transactions, we suggest you look at setting up separate companies within K9, which is something you're definitely allowed to do. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to contact your implementer.